That's the whole thing is, to me, is like I've spent my whole life trying to describe the power of music and not getting anywhere close. And it's impossible. Hey, my name is Wade Wellborn, and I am the owner of Dr. Music Records. Started our record store in 1996. I was 5 years out of college and had lived in Pensacola after college and moved back to Fairhope. I went to high school in Fairhope and moved back to open a record store specifically. And ever since, we've sold records and CDs and stereo equipment and whatever we can find that we love and share that with our customers, and that's our business, is to share our passion for music and vinyl specifically with our customers. Well, I started out kind of liking what my uncle liked. He was my first influence, and he was into Aerosmith, early Aerosmith, and Peter Frampton, Frampton Comes Alive. So I had those on 8-track and really enjoyed those. Rod Stewart, A Night on the Town, and then I kind of morphed into vinyl. The first concert that we went to was, believe it or not, we convinced my dad to take us to see Ted Nugent, and I think we were about 9 years old, and he realized that he had probably made a mistake, but we had a lot of fun and saw a lot of things we had never seen before, smelled a lot of things we had never smelled before, so that was my first show. And then I don't know how, but 2 years later we convinced him to take us to see Rush, and that was amazing, really an amazing show. I opened my first store in '96. It was down just south of Fairhope High School, and I was there for 9 years. It served me really well. It was a great location. At that time, CDs were really hot. We sold some records as well, but the CD revolution was really in full force, and we sold a lot of hip-hop, R&B, mainstream stuff, 311, Sublime, plus the classic rock stuff, but that was really the big thing with the young people. Dr. Music name came from this idea. I was kind of waffling on opening a record store in Fairhope. Didn't know that that was my destiny. I had bought a collection of records, and there were a lot of records in there that I wasn't interested in. So my mom was having a yard sale in Fairhope, and I came over and I was just selling off the excess stuff. And a fella came. He was a doctor. He was a very successful doctor, and he said if he had to do it all over again, he would have opened a record store in Fairhope and sold records. He was much more interested in music than being a doctor. So that kind of sealed the deal. I said, this is a sign that this is what I need to do. When I got back to Fairhope, it took me about 6 months to get everything cleared up in Pensacola and get back to Fairhope. But when I got back, I called to invite him to my grand opening, and unfortunately was told that he had stage 4 terminal brain cancer. And so we decided to call the store in honor of him, Dr. Music, because it was really his push that got me here. And also the interesting part of that story is about 5 years ago, he came to the store and started talking about records again. And I asked him, I said, how did you make it? And he said, I have no idea, I have no explanation. All I know is it's a miracle. So he's still alive, and I owe him a lot of due for helping me understand that this was my destiny. I got my first iPod in 2002. I was going to a pool party and I needed something portable, and I had a suitcase. So I built a portable speaker in a suitcase, took it to the party. Someone talked me into letting them buy it, and so I built another one. And when my record store wasn't so very busy as it is today, I had an opportunity to build and sell about 200 a year. So I stayed really busy hunting vintage suitcases and wiring them up, building the enclosures, and trying to get better. But I do look back and I say, at a time when records and CDs weren't selling very well, I was building a product that worked with downloads and with streaming and things, and so somehow I fell into that and was very fortunate. Will CDs come back? That's a good question. I think that things go in circles. Obviously, vinyl was really gone for a long time and really came back strongly. I think that part of it is that the people that are fueling the vinyl revolution now are young people, and CDs are really close to them. Vinyl was kind of a good bit more, I guess, in time, a lot further away from a young person than CDs were. And so that's a good question. We still have people that buy CDs, we still have people that use CDs regularly, but when cars are taking CD players out of them, it's hard to buy a home CD player these days. Then it's not really helping the resurgence of CDs. But in my opinion, I kind of prefer selling records these days. It's implemented itself very strongly and makes me very happy. That's the whole thing. Is to me is like, you know, I've spent my whole life trying to describe the power of music and not getting anywhere close. And it's impossible. It's been said that, you know, trying to describe the power of music is like trying to dance to architecture. It just doesn't work. And it's true. So every once in a while I see a movie or I see someone really use a song well or put a song in the perfect spot, and it makes a lot more sense. It's a lot more toward explaining the power of music.